Welcome to the Interstellar Sleep Archives. I am the Archivist, an individual with a name of no importance, a quiet traveler gathering bedtime stories from distant species, cultures, and civilizations across the galaxy in order to understand the hearts of those who dwell among the stars. Every culture teaches its children what matters most through stories told before sleep, tales that reveal the hidden values of a civilization. Some stories teach patience, some teach honor, others teach the quiet secrets of survival. Each night, the Archivist reveals a tales from the Interstellar Sleep Archives. This record from the archives is classified as Delta Quadrant Cultural Narratives, Subclassification, Youth Instructional Tales. This entry comes from the Malon, a highly industrialized civilization from the Delta Quadrant. Interstellar Sleep Archives presents The Captain of the Poison River. On Malon Prime, their society is built upon industrialization. For the Malon, the management of antimatter waste, a toxic substance, is critical. It is a task that is both as dangerous as it is necessary. To the Malon, the waste freighter captains are both a necessity and a warning, individuals who sacrifice their health and their skin to the bite of theta radiation so that their homeworld remains pristine. Among their children, stories are told not of knights in shining armor, but of those who choose to carry the darkness so that others may live in the light. And now the bedtime story, The Captain of the Poison River. Long ago, in a city of gleaming towers and air so pure it tasted like cold spring water, lived a young Malon boy named Merrick. Merrick's world was beautiful, but he knew that this beauty came at a price. From his window, he could see the distant flickering of the great refineries where the dark, toxic clouds of their industry were bottled into massive steel containers. Merrick's father was a waste freighter captain, a man whose hands were etched with the faint, silvery scars of radiation and whose voice was a rasping echo of the engines he tended. Merrick feared the day he would reach his own maturity. He did not want the scars. He did not want to spend his life in the lead-lined corridors of a ship that everyone else in the galaxy feared. One evening, Merrick sat with his grandfather, an elder who had spent 40 years on the Poison River, the shipping lanes that carried their waste to the farthest reaches of space. Merrick whispered his fear. "Grandfather, why must we be the ones to carry the poison? Why can we not simply build a world that has no waste?" His grandfather looked at the clear blue sky above them and smiled sadly. "Marek," he said, his voice a low rumble, "let me tell you the story of the first captain. In the earliest days of our people, we were careless. We let the poison flow into our soil and our seas. We thought we were masters of the atom, but we were merely children playing with fire. The storms came and our towers began to crumble from within. Then," the grandfather continued, "a young woman named Vara, tired of the deaths and destruction, stood before the Malon sanctity. She did not ask for a faster ship or a sharper blade. She asked for the heaviest burden. Vara built the first freighter, a ship of thick hulls and lonely silence. She took the waste from our seas and carried it into the deep void. She did not return for many years, and when she did, she was almost unrecognizable. Her hair had fallen out, her skin was gray, and her eyes were dim. But the sea she had left behind was blue again. Marek looked at his own smooth hands, but she lost everything." "She did not lose," his grandfather corrected. "She transformed. And that transformed our society. She learned that not all heroes shine. Some heroes are defined by what they carry, not what they conquer. She understood that a civilization is not measured by the height of its towers, but by its willingness to clean its own hearth. She chose her path not out of a desire for glory, but out of a responsibility to the universe." Merrick went to the refineries the next morning. He didn't sign up for the freighter duty immediately. Instead, he began to study the engines. He realized that while someone must carry the poison, someone else must learn to build better containers. He realized that his heritage was not just about the scars, but about the courage to do the work others refuse. He understood the Malon lesson. Sacrifice is the foundation of peace. He no longer saw his father's scars as a mark of tragedy, but as a map of love for their world. On that night, Merrick realized that he could honor the transporters while pursuing a path of science, ensuring that one day the poison river might finally run dry. He learned that the greatest strength is the quiet resolve to protect the light, even if you must stand forever in the shadow. And so, on worlds of industry and distant fuel tankers beneath glowing stars, young Malon fall asleep remembering that honor is found in the burden we carry. They learn that the world stays beautiful only because someone is brave enough to handle the darkness. They dream of a future where their work is a gift to the stars, and where every scar is a testament to a life lived for others. This has been another entry from the Interstellar Sleep Archives. The archives contain many more stories from civilizations where children dream beneath very different skies. If you enjoyed tonight's record, consider subscribing so you do not miss the next story uncovered from the archive. And now, the Archivist seeks your guidance. Which civilization should we explore next? Should we open the records of the Kazon, the Okampan, or the Borg? Let me know in the comments, or follow me on Instagram and share your comments there. Long pause.